New York basketball. Oh man, it must be good for the Knicks fans right now, man. This is crazy. So we've seen bits and pieces of this trade coming in. By the way, I'm sitting down now. I've been standing for too many of these trades. So just forgive me for that. I need to sit. But this is an awesome deal for New York. Assuming that this is the final piece of the trade and everything, they're saying that this is the full trade via Woj and everything. This is awesome. So let's start breaking this down. So originally we saw that the Pistons were getting like Alec Burks and like some second round picks and everything. And that was kind of the move or whatever. But now we've seen the full picture. Bojan is getting moved and he's going to New York. Not a place I don't think many of us saw him going. I think we all predicted like a Dallas or something like that. Wasn't something I saw coming. So the New York Knicks are picking up two quality basketball players in Bojan Bogdanovic, who is pretty much a 20 point per game scorer as soon as you throw him on the court. Alec Burks, just a veteran bucket getter, been getting buckets in this league for a long ass time. Also a pretty good ball handler. Pistons, essentially what they're giving up is Quentin Grimes. Quentin Grimes, good young player, lethal shooter. A lot that you could have done with him, but he was their best trade chip. They give up Malachi Flynn, who they've only had for a little bit. Malachi Flynn's not a very efficient basketball player. He's a solid enough ball handler, but doesn't do a ton else outside of that. They give up Evan Fournier, who's just kind of fallen out of the rotation completely with Thibs. Thibs doesn't like to play him. He's not a great defender or anything, and the efficiency's kind of fallen off a cliff because he's not in much, and he's a scorer, right? You need time on the court to be a scorer. He gets his wish, and he gets to go be a veteran on the Pistons, I guess, now, and I'm going to assume that he's going to get some playing time. Archie Diacono, been in the NBA for a while. Doesn't do a lot. Great effort guy, though, right? And they get 2 second-round picks. So they didn't end up getting the first-round pick for Bogdanovic, but they get Q Grimes. And you know what? I think that's okay. Let's start off with talking about the Pistons and everything, since there's a little bit less to talk about with them. If we look at Quentin Grimes this season, the points per game has fallen off a little bit because they've had so many other scorers come in, like the Josh Harts, the DiVincenzo's, right? OG Anunoby, Julius Randle's been taking a lot of shots. Jalen Brunson takes a lot of shots. So there's been a lot of that going on, right? But we've seen Quentin Grimes put up good numbers and good efficiency before in his young career, and we see just in his shooting numbers here, he's a pretty lethal shooter on a good clip. So now he goes to a team that desperately needed some shooting. Obviously, they lose something in Bogdanovic. They kind of made up for it a little bit by getting Fontecchio, right? They've picked up guys like Gallinari and stuff. They're going to have Fournier. So there's some vets on this team now that are capable of spacing the floor, right? And so now you bring in a younger guy that's more on Detroit's timeline, and I think that's where things start to get a little bit more interesting for them, right? Like you were hoping that you would get a first-round pick for Bogdanovic. This is probably a safer bet because this is the kind of player you were looking to get anyway, kind of that wing that plays solid enough defense and can space the floor for guys like Cade and Jaden Ivey and Duren. So I can picture Q Grimes sliding kind of just right into that starting five with Cade, and then I'm guessing maybe the three's Fontecchio right now. I personally would like it to be Asar Thompson, but I don't always get my wishes and everything. Obviously, Duren, that's your center and everything. Gallo gets some minutes at the 4 and the 5 sometimes, right? Fournier is going to be a backup wing for you now. There's like a solid enough like NBA roster being put together now. At least it's like shaped a little bit better now. I don't know about the rest of these guys in this trade. Like, I don't think Flynn really gets any minutes. I don't really think Archie Diacono does. We'll even see if they stay on the roster past this. Maybe more moves are to come. Who knows? We still got a lot of time before the deadline, and by that I mean in like 4 or 5 hours or something like that. But if you're a Pistons fan, like, I don't think this is all that bad because you were probably going to lose Bogdanovic anyway, right? At some point. And so I think this is a way to still stay competitive. You still got some draft capital for him and everything, but you also got a young player that you know you want to keep. Like this is the perfect guy to put around some of these guys. All right, let's switch attention to the Knicks because that's where the views are going to come from in this video, right? So Bojan Bogdanovic is now a New York Knick. Here's my thoughts with the Knicks, right? So the Knicks have been a very good basketball team this year, and they've made a lot of really good trades. I feel like this is a good trade. They didn't really give up on anything all that crazy. Q Grimes is a nice player and everything, but otherwise they gave up some junk, right, that they didn't want anyway, and so they moved on all that, and they brought in 2 quality players. Bojan comes in, third scoring option, right? That's big time, efficient scoring option at that. You look at some of his numbers, and despite the fact that he was playing on a crappy team this year, still getting you 20 points, elite shooting on a ton of attempts, right? Just goes and gets you efficient buckets, right? Along with a bunch of other dudes in Brunson, right? Who, like Bogdanovic, can play off of dudes like that very well because he doesn't need the ball to score. He's a spacer, he's a good cutter, things like that. He can play off of Randall really well. He can play next to Randall, and he's probably going to play the power forward until Randall comes back. Like, that's awesome. He fits this team so well. Like, come playoff time, what even is the lineup of this team? Like, you've got Brunson, DiVincenzo, OG Anunoby, Bojan, Julius Randle, Mitch Robb might come back this year. You've got 6 players right there that are like really good rotation players. Let's throw Alec Burks into the mix because you need another ball handler, right? Like, Miles McBride isn't like a super elite player. We'll see if maybe he develops. Maybe they go find another guard in the buyout market or something. But you've got a guy that, again, a lethal shooter, 40% on high volume. He's just, look at him. He's double-digit points just his entire career. It's just what he does, right? He just goes out there, he gets buckets, maybe not the best of defenders and everything, but you've got enough defense around you. And he's played with, I think he played with Thibs while he was in New York last time, right? So, like, he knows. I literally just can't get over how awesome this is. The Knicks are deep. And I think right now the Knicks are saying, like, okay, Randall's down, Mitch Robb's out, we've got some injuries, but this is our time to strike right now, that we can surprise some people because we play such firm, consistent basketball. Like, the Celtics are wobbly in a lot of instances right now. The Sixers are down Embiid, right? The Bucks can't figure out how to play defense. Like, the Miami Heat haven't quite figured out how to become the Miami Heat that we always expect them to be yet. Like, there's room right now. Like, the Knicks could strike. Like, they've put together a roster of competent basketball players. I'm going to say above average basketball players that are very consistent and have, like, been through this shit before. Like, this might be a team that surprises some people now. And I know, like, that, like, if the New York Knicks went on to the finals or something, I think the NBA world would go crazy. That'd be awesome. I'd love to see it happen. I really would. And I truly think they can do it after this move. This is phenomenal, as long as they don't fall off too much with the Randall injury and everything. But when Mitch Robb comes back, oh man, like, because Hartenstein's been great for them at center. I just love this so much. Let's take a look at the Knicks roster real quick. So you got Brunson at the 1. You don't really have a great backup one right now. It's Miles McBride again. They obviously they traded a bunch of players here, so they're gonna have open roster spots. Maybe they make another move, and we'll cover that as that happens. But then, like, you've got DiVincenzo, who's on just a tear right now. 30 point, just stroking it from 3. Right? You lost Q Grimes. That sucks. That's all right, though, because you still got guys like Josh Hart, right? That's another dude. Josh Hart's got to get minutes, right? He was on Team USA, damn it. Like, oh my goodness. Like, there's just so many guys. You got Anunoby, who's a 3-and-D guy, doesn't need the basketball, plays great with DiVincenzo and Brunson, we've seen. Like, Precious Achua's put in some decent minutes so far. Mitch Robb, Randall. Man, you got 10 good basketball players on this team. Like, 10, like, really good basketball players on this team. Man, the Knicks are going to be a tough out in the playoffs, man. Like, and they play hard. That's the thing with these Thibs teams, man. They play hard. This is really shaking up to be something. If you're Detroit, I think you should be happy with this move. I'm excited to see how they put Q Grimes into this. But man, if you're a Knicks fan, I'm feeling so good about this trade right now. Like, so good. What is this here? Oh, apparently something else is happening. There's the other move. If you guys watch my Gordon Hayward Thunder video, I was like, I'm doing the math here. Something else needs to happen in this move. And so it looks like Micic. Oh, and now draft compensations in the deal. Okay, whatever. Anyway, back to the Knicks or whatever. That makes more sense though for context. This is big time. This is really big time. I'm really excited to see all this work. They got 2 guys that don't necessarily need the ball, but they did pick up Burks, which is nice because he, like I said, he can handle the ball if you need him to. He's played point guard in his career before. So you bring him in off the bench, be a secondary ball handler. I think you're fine there. You probably go find another point guard, but at least you have something for the time being. This is awesome. This is so awesome. I can't wait to watch Knicks basketball when they get everybody back. This is a loaded team. What is your starting lineup if everybody's healthy? Like, what do you do? Is Bojan Bogdanovic coming off the bench? Because that's what it's looking like right now. If you have everyone healthy, I'm assuming Mitch Robb still plays the center when he's back because he's such a great rebounder and defender. But holy crap, you've got Josh Hart, Bojan Bogdanovic, Alec Burks, Isaiah Hartenstein off your bench. Yeah, y'all can go fuck yourselves. That's crazy. That is crazy. Hey, all right, I'm gonna stop fanboying over this as just a basketball like psychopath, but I can't wait to see this happen. This is really exciting. Trade deadline never disappoints. It's my favorite holiday of the year. You guys make sure you subscribe and everything, man, because I'm covering this all day, and I only say that because YouTube keeps telling me in my reports that I should tell you to subscribe. So there it is. Give it a like. Please comment too. I really want to talk about all this stuff with other people instead of just sitting in this room by myself. So please let me know. And yeah, more videos to come. Thanks so much, y'all.